Hi guys, welcome back to Miscellaneous Pleasures. I'm back with the season 2 of Dark. Season 1 was such a brilliant season, man. It's been a long time. I won't say it's been a long time, but it's been quite a while since I watched a show which which has had as good a season 1 as Dark has had, and then yeah, I mean, the interesting point is I was just looking at my notes of all the episodes and whatever 5 or 10 points that I've written for each of them. It's like uh, while skimming through them, it's when I realized that there were so many questions that are yet unanswered. But then I don't even know if there are questions that are going to be answered in the show, for that matter of fact. So, but then I am hoping that a lot of them will be. But then that's what I said in the reaction of episode 10 and episode 9. Like I thought a lot of the answers would be given. And the fact of the matter was we were given a lot of answers, but then we were also posed with multiple questions. So yeah, very exciting show. In the last episode, we began with Peter in his bunker, and then Mads showed up, and then he called Tronta, and then uh, Claudia came up and like gave him the notebook and stuff like that. So that part of the story was answered, so I have to give the credit to that. I have written down Egon's wife leaves him. It's what Ulrich tells, right? Yeah, Ulrich told something like that. I remember in 1953, like Ulrich was talking about, has your wife left you yet? Have you started drinking? Something like that. So I mean, obviously, it's something that we are going to see in the season. Um, yeah, and we found out that there were pages missing from the notebook. I wonder, like, like we were introduced to the notebook only in this episode. Like, we obviously saw the notebook, I think, in episode 5 or 6, where there was some time that was very specifically written, where Jonas was going to 86, I think. Yeah, I think it was the sixth episode. So that's the first time we saw the notebook, if I'm not mistaken. But then we weren't told anything about it. But then the last episode or the 10th episode was the one where we were told about the notebook. And then we were also told that pages were missing from it. So I wonder, like, what else is there in the notebook, and then what potentially could be in the missing pages. That's obviously something that has to play some part in the season. Yeah, and then obviously older Helga died in. When I say older Helga, I mean older Helga, like the oldest Helga. He died. I mean, obviously, only one Helga can die. Like two different versions of the same Helga can't die in the same place, in the same time. Yeah, what I meant was, I mean, the Helga from 2019, he died in 87 or 86. Uh, and then it was the same crash, I think, that gave the middle-aged Helga the dementia. So that was sort of interesting. And then we found out that Jonas was a stranger. So, or rather, stranger was the Jonas, uh, grown up, like probably 33 years older than the younger, no, younger Jonas that we know. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, that was something that I should have seen coming, because there were definitely a couple of clues in the final episode where, like, one of them was the letter. Obviously, there can't be two letters that Mitchell wrote. So, obviously, it was only one letter, and then younger Jonas carried it with him till he grew up, and then gave it to his younger self. So, that was the second sort of, that's how we got two in the same place. Mm, yeah, then there were a couple of other things, like I have written down Noah manipulating Bartosz, because that's, I think, what's happening. Because I mean, we obviously know that Noah is a bad guy and that he's been responsible for the killing of the kids and stuff like that. Uh, And then obviously the other narrative that we also have is that Jonas is a good guy. Like, you know, in a show, I think there's always antagonist and protagonist, even though there could be gray area between all of them. So, but one thing that's clear is Noah is probably the most antagonist of antagonists, and then Jonas is probably the most protagonist of the protagonists. So, and then he's also primary character. So, uh, I felt that Noah was probably manipulating Bartosz, and I mean, with the whole Bartosz and the Martha Jonas thing, like, and then Noah obviously like predicted the future. He obviously knew about it, and then termed it as predicting. So to gain the sort of how to say, to basically gain trust from Bartosz. So I think that's him manipulating Bartosz, and then we will probably see something like that regarding that. Uh, yeah, we then ended the episode with "Welcome to the Future." So that's something that I am excited about because is it writing down something? So I mean, "Welcome to the Future" was obviously some a weird statement because how could that person possibly know that he was from where? Like, yeah, that was a weird statement. But then the fact of the matter is, for the viewers, I think it's the future. So I'm guessing it's either 2052 or something way ahead of that. So yeah, I actually forgot to open my Netflix. So I'm going to pause this recording and I'll unpause it in a minute. Yeah, I'm back. So yeah. Yeah, that's all for the sort of the recap of season one. I can't think of anything, or rather, season one, episode 10. I can't think of anything else to talk about, and I don't have pretty much anything to sort of predict as to what could happen in this first episode and in general in the season. So that's always a good sign, I guess. So yeah, here we go. What? Oh, we have another something even before
Adam sagt, dass alle Dinge
Adam.
passieren
Who is
müssen, die schon
Adam?
immer passiert sind. Wir müssen das Kreuz tragen, egal wie schwer es uns erscheint. In 6 Tagen beginnt das Paradies und die Hölle auf Erden hat ein Ende.
What?
Manchmal frage ich mich, ob das Paradies und die Hölle nicht ein und dasselbe sind. Frag ihn, warum er dich aufgenommen hat.
Why he took you in, okay?
Und warum er dich Noah genannt hat.
What? Wait. Oh, this guy is Noah. Oh, we have young Noah. And he is about to kill this guy because he also knows that he's about to kill him. Okay. Oh, time travel is weird. And he has no reaction. Way to die. And then we have the classic background theme of Noah. Okay, so this is definitely Noah. Wow. June 27, 2020, beginning of the last cycle. Okay. What is the last cycle? Oh, okay. Okay, that's Martha and Jonas. Wait, what is he doing? I thought he was in 2052.
Ich finde, wir passen perfekt zusammen.
Wait, what just happened? Like, weren't they not doing this back? Like, oh, he dreamt this. Yeah, that makes sense. That's something that you would want to dream, I guess. Okay, there was a lot of one of the few survivors of the apocalypse. June 27. Wait, the, the incident that we saw, wasn't that in November of 2019? Like there was this big black thing that looked like a, I don't know, it didn't look like a black hole, but then whatever. There was this big black thing that came, and like we even had, I think, Alexander and Regina, they were looking at that from outside their car. Wasn't that supposed to be in November? So why are they saying apocalypse of, yeah, why are they saying apocalypse of June 27? That's weird. Unless, of course, this is a different apocalypse that I have no idea about.
Monate nach der Katastrophe. Noch immer ist unklar, was genau die Ereignisse in Winden ausgelöst hat. Aber das Gottespartikel,
God particle.
wenn wir es stabilisieren können, vielleicht ist es ein Weg
Maybe it's a way back. What?
zurück in die Vergangenheit.
God
Vielleicht
particle.
können wir sie retten. Alle.
Wait, this shit is throwing a lot of names now. So, okay. Six days until the apocalypse. So it's obviously a different apocalypse then.
Wer Augen hat zu sehen und Ohren zu hören, überzeugt sich, dass die Sterblichen kein Geheimnis verbergen können.
Hey, that's Sigmund Freud. If his lips are silent, he chatters with his fingertips. Pores out. Yeah, every pore. Retail loses out of every pore.
Das war Freud.
Yeah.
Und ich bin Klausen, Leiter der Sonderkommission Winden.
Winden
Und
Task
heute
Force.
zuständig für die ungelösten vermissten Fälle des letzten Jahres.
Und das schicken Sie uns? Eine Person? Und die Frau, die nichts gefunden hat?
I mean, I guess, but then he does have a point. It's one person and another person who wasn't, from his point of view, who wasn't capable of finding the missing people.
Elefanten aus 10 unterschiedlichen Richtungen
Angles.
betrachten, werden über seine Form und Beschaffenheit.
One person looking at the same elephant from 10 different will get, yeah.
Einziger Mensch, der denselben Elefanten aus diesen 10 unterschiedlichen Perspektiven betrachtet, wird danach in der Lage sein, alle Beobachtungen zusammenzusetzen, um daraus die einzig schlüssige Schlussfolgerung zu ziehen.
Mein Sohn ist verschwunden.
Okay. I mean, this is probably the third or fourth time I'm pausing this. But, okay, this is interesting, right? So what he's basically saying is if there's a problem and if you assign 10 people to solve it, he's probably saying, you know, the popular saying, too many cooks spoil the broth sort of thing. Like, if there are 10 different people looking at the same problem, then you're going to get 10 different people looking at it from 10 different angles, and then you won't get a collective sort of thing, the statement. But then if it's one person looking at it from 10 different perspectives, then you'll get 10 different sort of ideas into one person, and he'll be able to make the correct choice. The only problem with that is no normal person is actually capable of doing that. Like, we don't have Sherlock Holmes here, unless of course this Clausen guy is going to be the Sherlock Holmes. Like, and especially it's time travel that they're dealing with, even though they don't know that. But then even in a general scenario, like, I don't think that statement makes a lot of sense. I think you need to have more than one person or two people looking at it. Like, there has to be like 4 or 5, not 20 or 30, then that's just dilutes the whole thing. then the statement is valid. But then having just one person looking at it from 10 different perspectives, sort of an ideal theory, I don't think works out, in all honesty. But then that's what they're going for in the show.
Das nächste Mal, wenn ich einen Elefanten suche, sage ich Bescheid.
Wenn du auch nur die geringste Ahnung davon hättest, welche Scheiße gerade bei mir abgeht.
Von der Scheiße, die bei dir abgeht? Ey, falls du es vergessen hast, mein Vater und mein Bruder sind verschwunden.
Yeah, literally, I was
verrückt,
pissed.
dann interessiert sich ein Dreck für mich. Und du willst mir alles von deiner Scheiße erzählen, oder was?
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of thankful that they're not going to go through the whole season with their breakup and stuff like that. And they're just doing that in the first episode, in the first half of the first episode. So that's out of the way now. Like, I've seen a lot of shows like they'll probably be together at the start of the season, and then slowly things will like change, and then they will start to resent each other, and then towards the end of the season they'll break up with each other. Like, that's something that I've seen a lot, which would make no sense, because between the season there will be like 6-7 months where a lot of things would have happened in the background, but then it almost feels like that never affected their relationship. But then I'm happy that in this case we have like them breaking up in the first 25, not even 25, first 20 minutes of the episode. That's just class.
In 6 Tagen wird unser Meiler endgültig vom Netz gehen. Das ist für uns alle ein Einschlag.
Wait, in 6 days the nuclear power plant is closing. If today's date is 21 June, 21 June 2020, then 6 days is 27 June 2020, and that's the day of the apocalypse according to Claudia in the tape. And it's the day the nuclear power plant is closing. Like, come on. Like, that's obviously going to trigger or be involved in this whole sort of apocalypse in some way. So yeah. Wow.
Des Erlebnis. Ich möchte Ihnen danken für Ihre Treue. Ohne Sie hätte das AKW Winden, so wie wir es kennen, niemals existieren können. Lassen Sie es uns die letzten 6 Tage im Geiste der Gemeinschaft mit Leben erfüllen.
What? Wait. Yeah, we saw something like this even in the last episode, right? Like, she was about to kill herself. Like, why is she doing it? Like, why is she doing it? I don't get it.
Hallo?
Wait, what's going on? Oh, stranger. Oh, I mean, Jonas. Wait, what? Oh, are you kidding me? Are you doing a face reveal?
Das ist mein Schlüssel.
Yeah, he's doing a face reveal. Wow.
Was soll das heißen? Ihr Schlüssel.
Ich weiß, dass sich das jetzt anhört, als würde es überhaupt keinen Sinn machen.
Jonas, this guy is brilliant. That's how you reveal to somebody that you're a time traveler, by giving them 7 to 8 facts, even though he just gave 3 or 4, but then that's fine. I mean, I can't believe this is happening. In the first episode, it's not even half of the episode done. And we've seen so much in this episode. Wow.
Aber das kann doch nicht sein.
Es gibt keinen Zufall.
Wait, I just realized something. Okay, so Jonas left, I mean, our Jonas left, what was it, 2019, sort of November, in the finale of season 1. Yeah. So Jonas left November 2019 in the finale of episode 1. And it seems like this is the first time that he's seeing his mother after that. What the fuck was he doing for 33 years? That's what I don't understand. Like, these are the questions that never struck me. Like, I don't think it struck me while watching the finale of season 1. But I think that's what's just struck me now. Like, 33 years Jonas lived to be the stranger that we saw in the beginning of season 1. And in all those times, now it's obvious that he hasn't even seen his mother. So I'm guessing he hasn't been back to 2019 at all. So, like, what the hell was he doing? Where the hell was he? When the hell was he? So, yeah, that's weird. That's too long, man. 33 years is way too long. It makes no sense to me.
Jeder Weg ist vorherbestimmt. Alles passiert, wann es passieren muss.
And we have this guy still spying on his girlfriend. Like, come on, man. I mean, by this time, I would have hoped that you would have directly asked her about it. Like, it's been ages now.
Was wollten die Männer hinter der Mauer?
Interesting. Who the hell is this person? Like, we saw the other lady that's standing there in the finale, but then who is this? Oh, wait. Wait, what? That's Elizabeth? Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Oh, what a dumb statement that was. I think she is literally the only person who has been, who can't speak and uses sign language. So yeah, for some reason I never thought of her. Okay, that kind of makes sense. But then, yeah, now in hindsight, wow. What happened to her? Like, wow.
Ich glaube.
Wait, what? What? He is the grandfather. This guy is the grandfather. Are you kidding me? Wow. Yeah, wow. Okay. Tannhaus. Yeah, so Tannhaus is grandfather of Charlotte. Okay.
Sie sind hier geboren?
Mein Großvater ist hier geboren. Ich bin bei ihm aufgewachsen.
Yeah, so her grandfather is...
Nein.
Okay, he's not alive.
Haben Sie jemals in Erwägung gezogen, dass Sie es waren?
Wer? Mein Großvater?
Nein. Ihr Kollege Ulrich?
Nein.
Ein endloser Kreislauf aus Leben und Sterben. Wo liegt der Ursprung all diesen Leids? Hast du Bartosz Bescheid gegeben? Und er hat keinen Verdacht.
Who the hell is this?
Er war schon immer naiv.
Wow, he looks... Wow.
Die Apokalypse, sie muss geschehen.
Okay.
Hast du Zweifel?
Yeah,
Was
his
macht man mit einem Toten?
non-syllabic answers is kind of weird.
Man brennt ihn nieder.
Es bleibt nicht mehr viel Zeit. Die fehlenden Seiten aus dem Buch.
The missing pages, okay. He knows about the missing pages.
Adam. Sie warten auf dich.
So he is Adam. He does look like the leader, doesn't he? The way he speaks.
glücklicher Mann.
Noah. He's in the photo?
Noah.
Wait, he's in the photo with the grandfather? Oh man. What the hell is going on? And why is he staring at these photographs? Wait, what is this guy doing with here? Okay. That's, I guess, money. I'm not so sure about it.
Ich bin froh, dass das Ding jetzt wegkommt.
Ruf mal wieder bei Mama an. Okay?
What? Oh, they're siblings. Yeah, I mean, okay.
Ciao.
Was ist?
Charlotte, wer sind diese Leute? Warum hatte dein Großvater das?
Yeah.
Ich weiß es nicht.
Okay. I think I spotted Agnes in the photo. Yeah, this is Agnes, right? Beside Noah. Okay. That's your customary song. Yeah, I forgot what I did. Yeah, I should note. Okay, that was a pretty short song, I think. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to keep any of the things that I saw in the while the song was playing. Like, none of the scenes were really interesting apart from one where something was happening in the nuclear power plant. Like, I couldn't tell, like, were they pouring cement or like they were doing something like that. So that was one thing that I noticed. There was, what else happened? There was Clausen who was looking at that police board of all the people who were missing. There was there was Francisca sitting on the couch, I think, and Elizabeth was sleeping. So yeah, and then there was Jonas who was sleeping, and there was Regina who was sleeping. Like, there were just people who were sleeping and their faces were shown. So yeah, nothing much to be. Yeah, so I'm pretty much not going to show any of that, but then I just wanted to recap it briefly before proceeding further. Yeah, dude, if you're going to, I'm talking of Jonas here. If you're going to be walking in the dark and you don't want people to see you, you don't bloody turn the light on. Like, literally everybody can see from far away that there's a light that is just moving. Like, what the hell? Okay, so what is he looking at? Wait, what? Wait, what was that? What is this? Big ball of light. This does look like, I mean, this is the end of the episode, I might as well not. Okay. Yeah, that's the end of the episode. Yeah. The big ball of light uh, that actually reminded me of the like in the Flash, like where they have the cosmic what I mean, I don't want to use the word. Uh, like basically this blue thing appears through which they travel to another Earth. Like it sort of looks bluish, the same color, but then this is more sort of a ball, and that's more like an opening. So wow, I'm going to write this down. Big light ball. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to call it. Big light ball. Okay, wow, that was interesting. I probably said a lot of wows in this episode. I feel like. I mean, not basically because I was stunned. I mean, obviously I was stunned by a few things, but then there were some interesting things as well. A very good opening to the second season. Wow. I mean, talk of a strong finish to a season and then a strong beginning to the next season. I don't think you get anything better than this. Um, and there was just tidbits of information here and there which were just stunning in my opinion. And I was actually happy that I got at least a few of them, if not all. But then I'm going to talk about all of this sort of in the chronological order of what I've written here. So there was this like there was obviously the first scene where Noah kills somebody, and then that somebody talks about a person called Adam. And then we obviously saw Adam in the like, somewhere along the second half of the episode, and he was this old man with a weird face. Basically, a lot of scars in his face, and he was talking to Noah about Bartosz, and it was yeah, which that conversation basically proved the thing that I was saying earlier, that Noah is manipulating Bartosz. But then, so that was Adam. He seemed to me like the leader of the group. He spoke with a certain sort of I don't know, it's a certain quality, and then he possessed that quality. So yeah, I think he's a leader. There was also a mentioning of the last cycle that began or begins on 27 June. That's also, I think, the date of the apocalypse. Then most of the things that we have been seeing has been on 21st June, so 6 days before. And if my memory serves me right, or rather, if my notes serve me right, 21st June 2019 was the day Mikkel committed suicide. So I wonder if there is anything to that, like 21st everywhere. Yeah, so so that was point number one. So there was obviously a discussion of God particles somewhere. I think it was Claudia's that tape that Jonas was listening to. Like she mentioned something about God particle. I don't remember what the statement was. I was just intrigued by the mentioning of it. I wonder if the big ball that we saw, big light ball, is that God particle? Like, is that what they were referring to? I'm not too sure. So yeah, and then we obviously saw like general story progressing with Martha and Bartosz basically calling it quits, which was, in my opinion, the right decision. We obviously saw Clausen, the new police guy. He was the special task force or something. I forget his position. I mean, the guy was interesting. Like, he came up with a few sentences here and there which were sort of philosophical. He seemed to me like a guy with a mission. And when I say a mission, I don't mean like a hidden objective. I just felt that that guy was, like, again, the way he spoke and the way he behaved, it seemed to me like, yeah, it seemed to me like he knew what he was doing. Like, he wasn't just mucking around. He was actually came with an objective of solving the case or something like that. He definitely seemed capable. That's the point I was trying to make. And yeah, so and then he obviously had a few sentences here and there. There was obviously the Sigmund Freud quote. There was another sentence that he mentioned later about what was it? He was talking to Charlotte about something, like you hope for something and then something else happens, like, something like that. I don't remember the quote exactly, but then that was also again philosophical in nature. It was very interesting. Yeah, another most, like, in my opinion, one of the biggest reveals of this episode was Thanos. H.G. Thanos is Charlotte's grandfather. I wonder if that changes things somehow. Like, for us, Thanos was possibly one of the more primary characters of season one. We obviously had Jonas, there was Noah, there was Helga, there was Claudia to an extent, there was Ulrich, people like this, and Hedgie Thanos was also another important character. There was a stranger and Hedgie Thanos. So yeah, that's wow. Okay, that was interesting. Yeah, and there was another thing that the stranger, like, I mean, I keep calling him stranger, he's obviously Jonas. He was talking to Hannah. I mean, forget he was talking to Hannah. The fact that he revealed himself was something interesting. Like, quite often we don't see this in time travel shows where somebody from the future or the past or something like that, like, they never really reveal themselves necessarily as the first thing that they do. Like, I've never seen anything like this before. I don't think so. Like, so that was interesting. So obviously he revealed himself to Anna, and then they were having a conversation. And then he mentioned that in trying to destroy the passage, he essentially just closed it. So obviously the passage is closed now. I wonder, like, what's the meaning of that? Like, can they now not travel from the passage that they have? Like, can they not travel from there to, let's say, 2053, 2052, and 1987? Like, is that not possible? And if that's not possible, then is from 86, like, the passage is working in 86, right? So it should technically be possible to go from there to here, because the passage was working till 2019 November. So obviously it should be functioned in 86 November and 87 Jan and stuff like that. So yeah, that's something interesting. I can't really piece it myself. So that was an interesting tidbit. What else? Yeah, how to say this? So the person who Peter was having an affair with was or is our eye patch guy's sibling. I'm like, okay, that wasn't as interesting a reveal, but it kind of makes sense. Like, our eye patch guy was working for Alexander, like an inside man, and it's obvious that he trusted him. Okay. Yeah, so that kind of makes sense now. Like, the truck that was there in front of the van, like, that was obviously from the iPads guy and essentially from the nuclear power plant. And talking of nuclear power plant, it's closing. It's closing on 27 June, the day of the apocalypse. I mean, make of that what you will. I know what I'm thinking. So yeah, this wasn't an action-packed episode. This is more like an information-packed episode with a lot of things that are happening. So I'm glad that I watched this today. Very good episode. Oof, I don't know what else to talk about. Like, this is weird, right? Like, there are very few shows that have this capacity to make such a good season and then have the starting of the next season as good as you finished it. Like some shows take some time to get into the groove. I felt like season 2, episode 1, which was actually, if I'm not mistaken, titled The Beginning and the Ending, or The Beginning of the End, or something like that, which is also interesting. So yeah, that's all for this reaction, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You'll probably be able to see this on Sunday. I'm actually not going to make any videos the coming week. I'm hoping to finish at least 2 episodes each in Dark and Stranger Things. I've already finished one in both. I'm hoping to finish one in each of them, or one more in each of them. And obviously there's going to be WandaVision that comes tomorrow, so that's something that's also there in the list to be finished this week. I'll probably make another football video too. So yeah, that's kind of the schedule. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.